Just riding home in the dark in the middle of Tulum.
Save us.
What could go wrong?
Coming to you live from Mexico. Driving for the first time in a foreign country. Just killing it. It was a little bit of an adventure to get here. So started the day with a nice 4:30 a.m. wake-up call. Left for the Denver airport. Got to the airport about 2 hours early because we're idiots. Had a decent breakfast. Got to our gate. We were a little delayed, probably about 20 minutes delayed, but all signs pointing to an on-time arrival in Mexico. Take off, everything's going well, and about 20 minutes into the flight, we have a medical emergency. Apparently someone was having a seizure. Hopefully he's okay. He was able to walk off the plane in his own power, but we ended up having to turn around, go back to Denver, get that person off the plane, and then I think we sat for probably an hour, which was pretty brutal. The plane was really hot, they weren't really telling us much, and we just sat there. But eventually we took off. It was about a 3-hour delay all in all. The real downer is that because we had waited so long on the tarmac, everyone was starving, so by the time they got to our seat, we had no food left. So we have not really eaten anything but Biscoff cookie and a stroopwafel since 7 a.m.
And a glass of wine.
And a glass of wine. And it's about 5:30. So we're running on empty. Hopefully we'll get tacos soon.
After spending a couple of days in Playa del Carmen celebrating a friend's birthday, we headed south to Tulum, where we checked into our Airbnb and immediately went upstairs with a 6-pack of beers to check out the infinity pool that we had been absolutely dreaming of ever since making the reservation. That night, we were feeling totally drained from all of the travel, so we curled up in bed with Netflix and street tacos and rested up for the next day's adventures. So we have to take a full body shower before getting in the cenote so that none of the sunscreen or other chemicals we could track in with us gets in the water and harms the wildlife.
Oh, it's very cold. Very cold.
A cenote is a sinkhole that results from the collapse of limestone bedrock, thereby exposing the fresh groundwater below. The term is a regional one from the Yucatan Peninsula, where cenotes were commonly used for water supplies by the ancient Maya and occasionally for sacrificial offerings.
Oh, that is definitely a bat. Hey, bats. What animals have you seen so far?
Bats, turtles, birds, fish, some little fish, 1 or 2 big fish.
That was so good.
Oh wow, that's incredible. God, I think the pickled red onions really make a huge difference in there. These little crunchies, plus the shredded chicken, A+. Those are happy eyes.
No word.
This is gonna be a mess. So we're gonna go for it. That's a damn good burrito. Coming live from La Zebra, beautiful pool or ocean bar. Here we find a wonderful setup. A pitcher of piñas. 2 extremely shady day beds. Nice quick commute right to the ocean. Pretty hard to beat.
So we ordered 2 pina coladas, and we're told that there's a special running today. This is what we're working with.
That's a whole lot of piña.
Showered, rented bikes, and off to drinks and dinner. So we're trying each other's cocktails. Dan, you're up. Tell me what you think of mine.
Oh wow, that's delicious. It's like
Right?
the beach in a drink.
What did you get in yours?
Mango, mezcal, rum, mango, and then some other stuff.
That's good. It tastes like an alcoholic mango.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of mezcal.
Just riding home in the dark in the middle of Tulum.
Save us.
What could go wrong? So we made it back to the Airbnb,
We made it. A little sweaty.
and we were talking earlier about ways to save money on this new adventure we're going on. And Dan came up with things like eating at home, not going to bars, and I countered with riding bikes at night in the middle of a foreign country through Tulum.
We're gonna go ahead and veto that from now on. Heading to the ruins.
potentially just got scammed and paying too much for parking, but
100%. But you know, it is what it is. Welcome to the ruins of Tulum.
the ancient city of Tulum was originally called Sama, which means City of Dawn, due to its east-facing orientation upon the seaside cliffs. It wasn't a major Mayan metropolis, but rather a port city that was integral for commerce. In fact, the population was estimated to be less than 2,000, even at its height. Tulum is rare in the sense that it had a large wall surrounding it, which was atypical for Mayan civilizations. Less rare were the immense stone temples and carvings set throughout the area. The posted placards also highlighted what looked like a nondescript cave, but was in fact the remains of an ancient cenote, where the bodies of human sacrifices were deposited. It was truly amazing to us how much of the city remained standing, and we had a great time imagining what it would have been like to live there hundreds of years ago, surrounded by both the sea and the jungle. Just finished at the ancient ruins of Tulum. Really cool, would recommend. All in, including parking, was less than $25 US. And it's just cool to see things that are thousands of years old, when in the US we think of things being old if they're more than 200 years old.
Right on the water too, which is awesome. Speaking of which, definitely bring lots of water. It's real hot.
If you could, dripping.
After the ruins, we drove to a cenote a couple of miles away to cool off.
Apparently, it's called Cenote Car Wash because taxi drivers used to go to this cenote to wash their cars. It was one of the first cenotes in the area to be explored by cave divers, and had more of a lagoon feel to it compared to the cenote from the day before, which had large caverns.
After the cenote, it was time to head to the hotel zone for some lunch.
Beach club time!
We made a new friend. Jimmy gonna be jealous. Once we wrapped at the beach club, we went back to the Airbnb to goof around in the pool.
Well, we're on the first leg of what's going to be a year of international travel, and I've already been marked with the triple S, which is zero security risk. So I think security in the Cancun airport's about to get interesting.
See what happens. I think we'll be fine.
Let's take a quick pause for a little more elaboration. The quadruple S stands for Secondary Security Screening Selection. It's the TSA's way of flagging airline passengers for additional screening. It can be random or based on suspicious activity. An SSSS code, or quad for short, on your boarding pass overrides pre-approval through a trusted traveler program, like TSA PreCheck or Clear. The enhanced screening process can be lengthy and invasive, or simply involve an official rummaging through your baggage before boarding, which was the case for us this time. So, Dan was right. It was no big deal, and we even had time to go to the airport lounge for a drink before boarding our flight to New York.
Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Thanks again for choosing us here at JetBlue, and we'll be underway shortly.
We're back!
You made it! USA!
Well, the conveyor has stopped. I see our bag. Well, we made it through domestic security and then ran to the JetBlue gate because there was a flight at 5 p.m. we thought we could make. And got to the desk. The guy said we needed to go talk to the help desk back from where we came. Ran back the other way. Talked to him. We're about to get rebooked on the 5 p.m. flight, but then they said if you book with TrueBlue award points on JetBlue, you can't change your flight.
Meanwhile, our original flight is delayed even further, now over 2 hours.
We'll make it. This is the biggest pour of wine I've ever seen. 2 hours and a couple of large glasses of wine later, we boarded our flight back to Boston, made it home, and were reunited with the smallest member of our family.